Hello and welcome back to the Pit Wall Podcast, where today we're talking about the Qatar Grand Prix. Max Verstappen has already wrapped up the Drivers' Championship, so we're all talking about constructors at this point.
Yeah.
Dawson, do you think that, just starting off, Leclerc might be able to catch Lando in P2, but do you think that Ferrari is going to win constructors? I mean, it's tight, dude. It's
tough,
tight.
man. I don't know.
It's to the point to where it's definitely in question. When 2 races ago we were like, oh, it's a definite, but 24 points.
Dude, yeah, that's what I was about to say. I mean, if something goes wrong, let's say
one thing.
Yeah, let's say one car just DNFs, they have a 1-2 Ferrari.
That's it. So, yeah. So, it's a sprint. I think I said that. So, sprint. So, let's talk about this track a little bit first.
Yeah.
LaSalle International Circuit. It's only the second time this race has been held. It was supposed to be held in 2023, or 2022, sorry, but they had the World Cup, so they canceled it.
Yeah.
So, and COVID also. So, there are 2 winners, obviously, Lewis and Max, Mercedes, Red Bull. So, pretty interesting, different circumstances going into this race for sure.
Yeah.
Piastri did win the sprint last year, so that was, interesting. That was his first
ever win.
He started on sprint pole as well. So,
Yeah.
So with that said, who do you have on sprint pole this weekend?
Sprint pole, I have
Bum, bum, bum.
Lando Norris.
Okay. Why? It just feels like McLaren circuit.
Yeah, I feel like at least in the sprint he can pull something out because it's a quick race and not a full F1 race.
Got you. I have Leclerc on pole.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think this track suits Ferrari. I just have a good feeling about Leclerc. I know he's going to do this weekend.
So I originally thought about picking Leclerc, but I was like, I don't know. Also, just kind of had like a feeling like maybe Lando could pull it off. So we'll see if this even comes close to happening. But
I think something horribly wrong is going to happen to McLaren this weekend. Basically, on Friday, Saturday sprint part of it, I just think they're not going to have their crap together.
Sunday is just going to be like another
Sunday is going to be
7.
okay. Yeah, but Saturday is not going. Saturday is not going to go well.
Gotcha.
For them. So I think they'll make some adjustments between the sprint and the qualifying to make it go okay. So like I said, sprint pole Charles Leclerc. Who do you have P3 for sprint podium?
For sprint podium, I have Carlos Sainz.
I also have Sainz. I also have Sainz. I think again he's going to do well, but not beat the other 2 people that I have. Who do you have P2?
I have Leclerc.
Interesting. Oh, okay. So interesting.
Are we going to be?
I have Max Verstappen on P2. Okay. I'm done doubting Max Verstappen on a qualifying week or on a sprint weekend. He destroys him every time. In Coda, he had no business being up as high as he was, and he did the thing on the sprint. So that's where I got him. So who do you got as P1?
Max Verstappen.
Oh,
baby.
You have him winning?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So you have the same thing.
Yeah.
So wait, where do you have him qualifying? Like second, and then Lando bottles it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the classic.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
because it's happened every time Lando gets pole, or not every time. Well, nearly every time.
Except one.
Yeah. He would qualify first, and Max would win it.
Well, I have Leclerc winning the sprint race just because he started on pole, but I'm talking barely.
Yeah.
I'm talking maybe even cross the line photo finish with Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
I just think Leclerc needs it more.
Yeah.
Max is like, my team isn't getting first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to below the top 2.
53 points.
It sucks down here. Yeah, there's no way that's happening. There's no way that's happening. That would take a quadruple DNF.
Yeah, exactly.
And still probably not.
For sure.
It would take a quadruple DNF, and then you wouldn't even be in first.
Yeah.
So that's wild.
Yeah, it sucks.
Who do you got on a GP pole?
I have on pole position, I have Charles Leclerc.
Okay, so you're flipping. So I have Lando.
Oh, okay.
But again, I think Lando is going to do his classic pole thing.
Yeah.
So who do you have at P3?
P3, I have Carlos Sainz.
Okay, so I have Lando. So
gotcha.
You read the script.
Yeah.
Pole to losing it in the first lap.
Yeah, for sure.
P2?
I have Max Verstappen.
Oh, okay. That's pretty surprising.
Yeah.
So you think he's going to be P2 in the race?
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be anywhere near the podium on the race. I'm going to be honest. I think he's going to be like P6.
I got a little hope.
But P5. But he deserves to be P8.
deserves to be.
What I mean is like he outperforms.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm
okay.
giving him credit.
Gotcha.
Leclerc is my P2.
Yeah.
So who do you have winning?
Leclerc.
Okay, I have Lewis Hamilton winning the race. And I know it was kind of
be cold here.
It's not going to be as cold. I did look into it.
Yeah.
But this track is apparently very smooth,
Mm-hmm.
smooth, and Mercedes needs a smooth and cold track.
Well, isn't that where science would shine then? If it's smooth.
Yeah.
Operator.
Not this time. I just have a feeling. I have a feeling that it's going to go well. And I think the smooth track, I think Lewis is coming in with a tremendous amount of confidence. I think Friday is going to go horribly. The sprint's going to go horribly. Notice I didn't mention anything about them.
Yeah.
But then I think Mercedes is going to Lewis is going to pull out like a P5 in the qualifying and then win the race.
Okay.
And I think this will be his last win. He put on an absolute masterclass at this race the first time. And last year he had no car to even get close to this. And also if you want to get like really into the weeds, they did pretty freaking well last year.
Yeah.
In qualifying, they did 2-3. Again, with a worse car in my opinion. In the sprint, they didn't do well. So I'm not like that smart. I'm just copying what they did last year. And then Russell finished P4. Lewis had something happen. I can't remember exactly. Remember, he retired, and this is when he walked across the track.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yes, I do remember that.
So, yeah. So I think there's redemption. And I think Lewis walks across the track as a race winner. So, and this
do you think George Russell is going to be in the conversation at all?
I do. I think there's a chance he even does well in qualifying.
Yeah.
But I just thought he wouldn't get pole this time. There's a chance he starts P2 and crashes.
What were your thoughts going forward about, or like with George Russell's statement about how he thinks he's going to be contender?
I think it depends on the car, but I think he's got. This is the Mercedes shirt bias here.
Yeah.
The way he acts and carries himself is better than Lando, in my opinion, in a lot of ways. Now, he does some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
He does some stupid stuff when it comes to crashing, but he maybe has that out of his system now. I think he's ready. I really do.
When was the last time George Russell crashed?
Australia.
Yeah. Oh, so like the start of this year?
I think that was
the first race. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Mercedes. You got to give us that. We hardly wreck.
Yeah,
we hardly DNF.
I couldn't remember that.
We hardly DNF. So when it happens, it like hurts.
Yeah.
It hurt. I can't even imagine. I mean, I make fun of Czech all the time, but I can't even imagine being his fan. Like just going through it.
Oh, well, I'm
I know. I'm just saying, like this doesn't happen to us.
Yeah.
We're just slow, and it hurts in a different way. Yeah. But So, I think Lewis can win this race. I really do. Okay. And I do not think I'm going to predict anything close in Abu Dhabi. I think this will be it.
Okay.
But unless I look and all of a sudden it's going to be cold. It would be beautiful if they somehow like clean. The funniest thing about all of this is they could totally screw this up for Ferrari. So Lewis Hamilton could both save Ferrari and hurt them at this around the same time.
Oh, Lord.
Because he could prevent them from winning a constructors championship by Mercedes being good the last couple races and picking off too many points. Because if Ferrari finishes 3-4, if it finishes the way it did the rest of the season, Ferrari won't win.
Yeah, they would need to be like 1-2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or at least
McLaren
1-3.
have something
like,
bad happen.
Yeah.
So isn't that hilarious? It's not Mercedes. Funny. Mercedes is stuck in fourth no matter what happens. They don't even have to show up.
Because of the points available for Ferrari are no longer there.
Exactly. Isn't that so interesting?
Wow.
So Lewis could prevent them from winning a constructors championship by like a point, and then next year win it for him. Theoretically.
That's pretty
insane to think about. He could cause them to both lose a championship and win another championship back to back.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome? Again, this is all assuming Mercedes will come out with a P10 car, which is definitely
I don't know.
possible.
At this point, I don't know who I want to win. I think Ferrari.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Ferrari.
Yeah.
I think as a Red Bull fan.
I mean, I like McLaren, but dude, I don't know. It just seems like
this soured. It's soured.
Yeah.
People are even afraid to admit they're McLaren fans these days. Like we were filming with somebody yesterday wearing a McLaren sweatshirt, and he was like, "I'm a Mercedes fan." And I was like, "But you're wearing a McLaren sweatshirt."
Oh yeah.
He's cool though. If he saw this for some reason, he's cool. He's a Mercedes fan. We're all Mercedes fans. But yeah, dude, I'm wholeheartedly, I'm gonna have a smile on my face. Like I feel it. By the way, I'm watching this race by myself because Kinder's going to be gone and my parents have left at that point. So I'm going to be like completely. So if he wins, I'm going to be able to like bawl in peace because I know this will be it.
Up a little camera for me.
I probably should. I know this will be it. Yeah. I know there's no way he wins again.
If there's an inkling of a thought towards the end of the race where you think like he's going to win, I'll
set up a camera and I will not act because I do forget. I literally will just literally cry. Yeah. So. That's it. I mean, that's setting up a big race here for Mercedes to go 8-9 probably. So that's how that's the more likely thing to happen.
Once you say they're going to do good, you're like,
But last week
it worked.
And also I said Lewis Hamilton.
But you weren't confident.
I wasn't confident. I also said George Russell was going to have a bad race and that was wrong.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's it. I'm getting really sad. The season's almost over.
Yeah.
And I'm just mostly just coping with Lewis leaving. Yeah. So, Abu Dhabi going to be a mess. So, I want my name to end up on his car so bad. So
yeah.
All right. That's it for real. Thank you for watching at the Pitwall Pod. Subscribe, like, follow, all that good stuff. We'll see you next week.
See you next time.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye.